The skateboard shot out from under him like a rocket. In an instant, Forrest Frank's body flipped backward through the air, and then came the crack. That sickening, unforgettable crack as his spine slammed against the edge of the concrete. His 2-year-old son ran toward him. "Are you okay, Dad?"
"I'm okay, Daddy."
But Frank couldn't even speak. He just laid there, paralyzed by pain, knowing something was horribly wrong. The security camera caught everything, and what it captured would soon shock doctors, stun millions of followers, and prove that some things are still impossible until God shows up. What happened over the next 14 days would turn a near tragedy into a testimony the world couldn't ignore. It happened in seconds. One moment, Forrest was skateboarding in his driveway. The next, he was on the ground, barely breathing. His wife, Grace, came running out as panic set in. Within minutes, EMTs had him strapped to a stretcher and loaded into an ambulance. At the hospital, the scans revealed the full extent of the damage. Multiple fractures across his L3 and L4 vertebrae. The type of spinal breaks that can take months or even years to heal, if ever. The doctors warned him this wasn't just a back injury, it was career-ending. For most people, life-altering. For 2 weeks straight, Frank couldn't move without screaming pain. Every roll, every breath, every motion sent lightning bolts through his body. Even sitting up was an impossible task. He wore a brace just to survive the day. And as he laid there, trapped between agony and uncertainty, one thought echoed through his mind. Is this the end? Because just weeks earlier, his career had hit its peak. Your Way's Better had climbed the Billboard charts. Child of God had dominated the Christian music scene for 35 straight weeks, and now he couldn't even stand. But in that hospital room, something unexpected happened. Instead of drowning in despair, he reached for his guitar. Barely able to move, still
he couldn't move even an inch without excruciating agony. 2 solid weeks.
How will
Not
you
a
make
polished
fire music with a
performance,
fractured
not a
back,
production,
bro?
just raw worship. He hit record. "I think I'm just gonna sing whatever comes out," he said quietly.
This sounds pretty full.
And what came out was pain and praise woven together.
God's got my back.
God's got my back, right there, never left. I can feel your presence in every single breath.
He posted a short clip to social media, and within hours, it exploded. Hundreds of thousands of people began sharing it. Comment after comment read, "This feels real. This is worship. This is faith in action." Then came another song, Lemonade with the Figs. Written in the middle of his suffering, the title said it all. He was turning pain into praise, lemons into lemonade. The Figs were a group of summer camp counselors who loved his music. When they heard about his accident, they decided to surprise their campers, playing the song live for the first time.
Lemonade, my Jesus making lemonade, lemonade. All of my worries made up. Wait, lemonade, it's gonna be okay. Life gave me some lemons, but my Jesus, he be making lemonade.
Then came the announcement. We've been in touch with Forrest. The song is finished. It's dropping this Friday. What they didn't know was that a miracle was already in motion. As word spread across social media, the story caught the attention of other Christian leaders. One of them was Torrin Wells. During a concert at the Ohio State Fair before thousands, he paused mid-show to talk about what had happened. Anything God designs, the enemy seeks to destroy. He looked out over the crowd. I don't think it's a coincidence that an artist like Forrest Frank, who's about to go on one of the biggest Christian tours of his life, breaks his back in his driveway. That's not random. It's an attack. He went on, it's not just an attack on a person, it's an attack on what God is doing in the earth. Then he did something remarkable. He turned to the crowd, 5,000 people, and said, "Let's send him a message right now." The entire stadium erupted in prayer. Hands lifted, voices filled the air. 5,000 people united in intercession for one man's healing. They recorded the moment and sent it to Forrest.
My friend just sent this to me, said I had to check it out.
God designs, the enemy seeks to destroy. We sent a video to Forrest and let him know that there's 5,000 people in Ohio praying for him.
I'm speechless right now. That many people praying for me. Who am I to be used by God? Feeling really thankful.
When he watched it, tears filled his eyes. He wrote online, "I'm speechless. That many people praying for me? Who am I to be used by God like this?" He didn't know it yet, but those prayers were about to unleash something supernatural. August 2nd, 2025, day 14. Forrest woke up that morning expecting another routine day of pain and patience. But something felt different. He got up, started his normal routine, and realized halfway through he wasn't wearing his brace. 2 weeks earlier, even turning his head sent pain shooting down his spine. Now he was standing, lifting his son, completely pain-free. He grabbed his phone, turned on the camera, and said, "Guys, you're not going to believe this. I broke my back 2 weeks ago. Multiple fractures. Today, I forgot to put on my brace, and I feel nothing. No pain, no stiffness, nothing." He went to the hospital for a new scan, and when the x-rays came back, the doctors were stunned. Every fracture was gone. No scar tissue, no residual damage. Even the neurosurgeon admitted the breaks were real, but this healing, this shouldn't be possible. Forrest posted the before and after scans himself. He circled the original cracks in his spine, L3 and L4, and compared them to the new ones. Smooth, clean, restored. He looked into the camera and said with a quiet smile, "Did we just see a miracle?" The internet erupted. Within hours, his announcement gained over 1 million likes. Thousands of comments poured in from people who said they'd been praying for him. Other artists, pastors, and influencers shared their videos, calling it undeniable proof that God still heals. The songs he had written from his hospital bed, "God's Got My Back" and "Lemonade," skyrocketed to #1 on Apple Music across all genres. The same injury that tried to silence him became the stage for his greatest testimony. Forrest later said, "I think God could have healed me on day one, but he wanted these songs and this story to come to life first." He quoted James 5:15, "The prayer of faith will save the sick, and the Lord will raise him up." And that's exactly what happened. Isaiah 53:5 declares, "By his wounds we are healed." Jeremiah 30:17 promises, "I will restore health to you and heal your wounds." These verses weren't just read from a Bible, they were written into his spine. What makes this story powerful isn't just the healing, it's the heart behind it. Even when Forrest couldn't move, he still worshiped. Even when he couldn't stand, he still created. And even when he could have questioned God, he chose to trust him. He turned pain into purpose, suffering into song, and tragedy into testimony. And when 5,000 believers agreed in prayer, heaven responded. Jesus said in Matthew 18:20, "Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I am there among them." That night in Ohio, he was. Today, Forrest Frank is fully healed, back to perform, writing, and sharing his faith. But something in him changed. He carries a new message, one born not from success, but surrender. In the end, this was never just about a broken back. It was about a broken moment that became a breakthrough. Because sometimes God allows what we feel like the fall to reveal His power to raise us up. Forrest's story reminds us that faith isn't proven on the mountaintop. It's forged in the valley, when everything hurts and worship still rises. When you can't stand, but you still sing. That's where miracles are born. That's where heaven meets earth. So whether you're battling pain in your body, heartbreak in your home, or doubt in your faith, remember this: God still heals. Prayer still works. And the same Jesus who touched the lame, opened blind eyes, and raised the dead is still moving today. You don't need a stage for a miracle. You just need faith. Because when the world says impossible, heaven still whispers, "Watch me."